بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى لمثل ذلك فليعمل العاملون. So my dear brothers and sisters, I want to share one thing today. I want to begin with an example. Let's say a group of people, they end up in a gold mine, and every one of them has limited time to mine as much gold they can, to get as much gold they can get out. Now there are a couple of things, there are several things need to be keep in mind. First thing is that we need to see that each one of them, how good he is at mining, how good he is, how good he knows how to get gold out of the mine. That is one thing. Second thing is that each one of them, what capacity they have, what kind of container they have. Somebody will have a huge 18-wheeler standing outside, and somebody will have a suitcase with him, somebody will have an hand carry with him, somebody will be standing only with his shirt pockets pant pockets, only this much container he has. Somebody can only hold in his hands, as that much he can hold. And another thing, what value they have in their hearts for the gold, how much benefits of the gold they have in their hearts. This is another thing. Now all of this entire example applies upon all of us relating Ramadan, that all of us are going to enter in the month of Ramadan. First of all, like those miners, when they enter into the gold mine, they have limited time. We also are going to have limited days, 30 days, that's it. Now each one of us, we need to see how good we are with good deeds, how much habits of good deeds we have, how good we are at salah, how good we are at reciting Quran, how good we are abstaining from sins. Ramadan, Sahaba Ikram Rizwanullahi Majma'een and Tabi'een, they used to prepare and ask for Ramadan 6 months before. 6 months ahead they used to start preparing and asking Allah for Ramadan. It's a gold mine, you're entering into a gold mine. And then it depends on our capacity also. Like that miners, they have this capacity, they have these containers. We all also have containers. Somebody is there who is already used to offering tahajjud throughout the year. How easy is going to be for him to offer tahajjud in Ramadan? Somebody is already used to recite Quran, a juz, 2 juz, 3 juz throughout the year. How easy is going to be for him to recite a lot of Quran in Ramadan? So somebody is there who has no habit of offering tahajjud, no habit of reciting Quran. Now, even in the month of Ramadan, it's going to be really hard for him to do all of this. Container is very small. Like we hear about our pious predecessors, they have huge containers. So in Ramadan, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he used to finish 61 Quran in Ramadan. 18-wheeler container. 61 Quran in Ramadan. And this is not only in Ramadan. He used to finish Quran every day. That's why he had this huge container. So one during the day, one during the night, and one in Taraweeh. That's how he used to finish 61 Qurans in Ramadan. And Shaykhul Hadith rahimahullah, one great alim from India, it's written about him not too long ago, just some decades ago. used to finish 31 Quran in Ramadan. One daily and one in Taraweeh. One daily and one in Taraweeh. So this depends what kind of container we all are holding. The rain is going to fall abundantly. It depends what kind of container we have. Somebody will have a small bowl. He can only get that much. So my dear brothers and sisters, we all are going to have very limited time in the month of Ramadan, and it's going to pass by like that. Right now we are waiting, and Ramadan is going to start now. Ramadan is 2 days left, 3 days left, and it's going to be over just like that. And we're going to be thinking, oh, Ramadan passed away. Ramadan came and it passed. The whole life is like that. So anyway, I was listening to this professor. He's a planner. He provides plans for the companies, multinational companies, and he asks them he trains the employees how to schedule their time, how to plan their day, to take most advantage of their time. So I was listening to him, and he was saying that if there is a fire in a building and I have only 30 minutes to go and put off that fire, I will not just run right away to the building. First I will take 5 minutes to plan what to do, to plan what resources I have, what I should do to put off the fire. I'm going to plan first, and then I'm going to jump. This is what he said. So this is the situation we are in also. Right now, I've been telling every single day in all the recordings that we need to have a plan for Ramadan. Right? We have this gold mine. The gold is the time in the month of Ramadan. If we will not fill it in a plan, Shaitan will ruin it. So I can tell you, okay, do these a'mal, recite these du'as, recite this much Quran. You can do it maybe for a day or two, and then you will get caught in other things. But if you will have a plan, okay, this much time I'm going to give to my work, this much time to my family, this much time to my own self, this much time to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this much time for the prayers, for the Quran. If you put everything down on a piece of paper, that will help you to take most advantage from the month of Ramadan. So inshallah, I request everyone to take most advantage we can from the month of Ramadan by having a plan for it. And what ulama used to do, what our pious predecessors used to do, they used to ask their students to put on a plan on the piece of paper and show it to them. Sheikh or my teacher, this is the plan I have for the month of Ramadan. For the month of Ramadan, this plan I have. So they used to correct, okay, do this, and this much is good enough. They used to check it. So I want everyone, the wife should have a plan, and she should show it to her husband. The husband should have a plan. He should show it to the wife. The children, the son, the daughter, they all needs to have a plan, and they should write it down. They show it to their parents. This is the plan I have for the month of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al mursalin.